Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Terry and I'm a cash stuffer from Botswana. So today I'm going to be doing my budget for the end of this month. Usually I do my budget at the beginning of the month, but we had some decisions and some things that needed to be done, hence the delay. And we've made the decision. This is, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is just in regards to the building, because we're building a house and we're building out of pocket. We haven't got a loan or anything, so it kind of affects our budget like all the time, every month, like it has this month. Having said that, the income that I am working with for my budget today is significantly lower than what I usually budget. But like I said in the previous video, is that it's just to show you my journey as it unfolds and not kind of hide or sugarcoat or kind of, paint a picture that maybe isn't the real picture. So I'm going to kind of just put it out there. Um, Even though my budget is low, I think I'm going to, usually when my budget kind of goes down, I don't really film my budget with me's and all of that. So today I'm kind of wanting to, show you the real thing as it happens. So my budget this month is really lower. So I'm kind of having to work with what I've got. And this is actually for the month of December. I wanted the thumbnail. So this is the month of November. So my bills, obviously, those can't change no matter what I try to do. I've got to work around this amount. So the bills aren't changing, but the income that I'm working with this month is 21,900 pula. Now, usually I work with 28, sometimes 30. For me, these past months have been really terrible. So I'm going to rely on my binders today to kind of help me get through this difficult struggle cash stuff. So I'm going to go into my cash envelopes. Okay, let me just move this a bit more to the side, right? So maybe I should unzoom right here. Yeah. So here I've got these are like, this is like my wallet categories. I've split up this binder. These are my wallet categories. It's just a mirror of my wallet, but I just split it up into week 1, week 2, week 3. But then I split up those categories again. I've seen some people where they've got only 4 envelopes, where they'll have week 1 because they know how much they need to use in that month, and then maybe they don't split it up, they just put it there and they're like, I'm working with 1,000 this week, and for everything that they need they use that 1,000. That's fine, it's perfectly fine, it's another way of doing it, but I just prefer this way because I just prefer everything to have its place. That's just my system. Even before I started budgeting, I'm just a person who, like, even in my house, like my sister says, my wardrobe is overwhelming. For her, looks like a lot of work, but for me it works. I'll have like t-shirts in one place, shirts in one place, dresses in one place. That's just how my brain works. And I didn't know this before, but someone had said something a few months ago. It's got to do with being a Virgo. I hope I haven't really been one for stars or astronomy or stuff like that, but I'm just hearing more and more, with social media, that Virgos kind of like things done a particular way, and it kind of explains the weirdo in me that I thought was a weirdo, when actually I'm not actually a weirdo. Now that I'm kind of learning about what Virgos do. Tell me, what do you guys think? Apparently, Virgos are like OCD. They kind of want things, aligned or in the right place. But anyway, having said that, that's why I have a mirror of this in my envelopes, and I do things the way that I do them. So anyway, prescriptions, I've got a budget, so I've got 100 pula in here. So I've already got my pills for November. So I'm planning for the money that I'm planning for now is the money that we're going to use in December. So I think I'm not gonna budget anything for prescriptions because I've got this 100 pula. My budget it used to be 200, now it's gone down to 100, so I'm not going to stuff it this month, this budget. And then church, I've got 100 pula. This is just church offerings, or just, you know, any, like at my church there's like groups, choir groups, and then sometimes you contribute something for that. So I think I'm going to stuff church though. So I'm doing church and I'm projecting, I'll do 100. And then petrol I can't not have petrol because, you know, petrol, you can't really skimp on petrol. So petrol, I always budget 400. Also another thing, December, my husband gets paid around the 15th, 16th. So I haven't even checked my calendar to see when that is. So with that, I'm kind of sort of planning for half of the month. So this is kind of, you know, a blessing in disguise that we the money that we're expecting at the end of this month is a bit lower. The fact that it's in November is the blessing, because December I don't really have to plan for the whole month anyway. But anyway, that's yeah, that's how it is. So petrol, I'm still doing 400, even though I'm technically planning for 2 weeks, but it's still fine. And then there's airtime. Also airtime, you can't really skimp on airtime. I'll be doing 300. Usually I budget 600, which is for me, my mother-in-law, the boys, and my husband's other phone. So I'm only doing 300 with just my mother-in-law, my mother, and just me, just the three of us. And yeah, because it's bad. Okay, so car wash. I'm not budgeting anything for car wash. I've got 110 in there. I'm not budgeting anything. Utilities are included. Okay, maybe I might need to, yeah, I might need to zoom in here. And then utilities are included in my bills, so I don't have to worry about that. And then that's it for this one here, right? So now comes usually my essentials. So my essentials, I actually have a binder for my essentials. So home, I'm not going to budget anything for home. Toiletries, I'm not budgeting anything for toiletries this month because I've got, let me just, to show a little bit of context. That's the word I'm looking for, context. I've got my Motelo savings, which I've split up because there's like the way we do things with the ladies. We kind of pop out money in 3 different categories. So I've named one toiletries. Originally it was for clothes, but I've just named it toiletries this time. So I've already saved up 2,000 in there, and the plan was to save 2,200, but I didn't stuff anything in October. I'm not gonna do anything this month either. So I've just stopped it at 2,000. So having said that, I don't need to budget anything for toiletries because I'm going to be using that money to buy for toiletries for a few months. Clothes, I'm not budgeting anything as well. We've just been doing a lot of clothes shopping recently. My husband traveling and all of that. So I'm not budgeting anything. If we've got any extra money, we will. But I'm not. And then health, I've got 200 pula in here. I'm not going to budget anything as well. Electronics, I've got 200 pula in here. I actually need headsets, but it's not urgent. It'll come later. So I'm going to put money into so 1,000 pula I'm budgeting for miscellaneous. And travel, I'm not budgeting anything. I'll explain that in the next video, but I'm not budgeting anything for travel either. The only place that I'm going to be budgeting is my chickens and Moraka. So chickens, we buy chicken feed. So usually I've been budgeting 400. Now I'm having to increase that. But since I'm budgeting for half of the month, I'm only going to do 300. Oops, times 1,000. I'm only going to do 300 because that can buy 50 kg of corn, maize. I never could get the explanation for this. Mead in Setswana. I'm going to buy 50 kg of that, and then I'm going to half of it. I'm just going to crush half of it for the smaller ones. And that's it. Yeah. And then for Moraka, we just pay for water. Hopefully, it rained yesterday. Hopefully, that'll help with the water. So I'm just going to budget 200. So my essentials are only 1,500 this month. So with the water at Moraka, we've got 2 Jojo tanks. So when it rains, it collects water. Now, hopefully that helps. But that's my essentials. And then there's hubby. Hubby, we're budgeting 1,100. We've already discussed this with him. Usually he gets 2,200, but this is half of the month. So he's getting 1,100, which is half of what he gets every month anyway. And then with the kids, I'm budgeting 1,100 for them as well. Yeah, I didn't do my balance here. So I say 1,900 because I do a zero-based budget and I minus 12,400. So the balance here is 9,500. That's 500 for 100 and this, and 400 is 500 plus 300 plus 1.5 plus 1.1 plus 1.1. So that's 4,500. That's the total. And then I've got to take that away from 9,500, which leaves me with 5,000. So yeah, this is going to be a difficult one. So for groceries, these are my cash envelopes. For groceries, I usually budget 2.4 for the whole month. So since it's half of the month, I'm only going to budget 1,200 and see how that works. Besides, on the 7th of December, we're meeting with my ladies. We buy food in bulk and we split it up. So we're going to buy food on the 7th. If not, the money that I'll have will sustain us until the following week or the week after, when we do decide to split up the food after we buy it. So that's 1,200. And then meat, I usually budget 1,400. So I'm doing 700, which is half of that. And then takeaways, I'll budget 200, even though it's 100 pula per week, because it will be December festival have started, a lot of moving around. And this time I'm not traveling to Mahalape. I'll just be local. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. 200. And then household is just for 2 weeks. Usually I budget 200, but I'll just do 100 because it's like for half of the month. And then kindness, I'm also doing 50 because my budget is so limited. So miscellaneous, I'm giving 200 also because it's just for the 2 weeks, and it's going to be 100 pula per week. And because I haven't really budgeted a lot of anyway, I need as because I've already budgeted in my essentials, I've already budgeted 1,000. The more money the better, right? So anyway, let me add, because I'm not getting any money, I'm not getting any personal spending, nor is my husband, for these 2 weeks. I think we'll make it. December there's a lot of money coming from different places, so it's very interesting to see how that will work out. So let me just add this up: 1,200 plus 700 plus 200 plus 100 plus 50 plus 200. So that's 2,450. And then I take that away from the 5,000. And I've got 2,550. Yo, guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be very interesting first 3 weeks. This time for the pay cut or whatever I want to call this wouldn't have come at a better time. And it's so good when you come across, like, the months when I have less money to work with are actually, for me, more challenging, but also more interesting. I find them very intriguing because it's times like those that make me appreciate the money that I do get the following months if the income does go up. You know, when I think when you're at my age, you've been through so many things, and like all the things that I've been through in my life, some of them I wouldn't change, except of course losing parents and stuff. But other things I wouldn't change anything, because those things kind of made me who I am today. They made me stronger. All of the struggles and all of that. I'm the kind of person who's an optimist. I kind of look at, you know, the glass half full, not half empty kind of thing. So anyway, that rant. Okay, so now my savings and sinking funds. Naturally, I can't really save anything. So the only thing that I'm saving is my denomination challenge for 350. So usually when I get here, I'm like 2,550, and then I just take away the 350, and whatever's left, my car is due for service at the end of this month. So whatever's left is just going to towards that. So according to this, according to my sinking funds update, I've got 2,850 in my car funds, but my service last year was around 2,000 and something, but that was in rands, 2,600 in rands. My intention was to have 5,000, but you know, money humbles you. Money humbles you. So 2,200. So I say 350 plus 2,200. Money humbles you. And I couldn't, oh my gosh, 2,550, and I've got nothing left. So that's my zero-based budget, guys. That's kind of how I'm intending to split this money. Now, this might change. I don't think the income will, though. The income is not going to change, but any of these might change because of whatever reason. But for now, this is how I'm budgeting my check, and it's so exciting for me to be able to do this, because if I wasn't doing my budget, and if I didn't know what's going on with my money, I'd be freaking out. I would be having a meltdown now because we've got less money coming in. What am I going to do? But now I'm in control. I'm in control. I'm very zen, and I'm very calm about it, and it's so great. I was having a conversation with my husband over the weekend, and I was telling him our budget is going to be so interesting this month. He's like, "Did you just say interesting? Did you just say interesting? We are where we are. You know, this money's usually our budget is tight with like 28,000, and today we're doing 21, and you're excited. Why are you excited? I'm excited to see if my numbers are going to fall into place, and how I'm going to kind of play around with money and put money where, you know, and here it is. It's worked out. It's really worked out. And I hope, like I was saying, money humbles you. Because basically this month I've got no money in my sinking funds at all. At all, because essentials is like mini sinking funds, but there's nothing in there. I'm only putting miscellaneous, just in case something happens, or in any of the other categories that I've got, my electronics, or I need a phone thing or something like that. But already half of this money, when I think about it, part of this money is already going to help me with petrol if I need to, if I don't have enough for my car service, for the service for my car. It might actually help me out. But I think that's basically my budget. That's my video, guys. I was just wanting to show you kind of the process of what I do when I budget, and my binders really help me out a lot. And as for my car service, I really, really do hope the money that I've put aside for that is enough. And yeah, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. As positive I am a little bit worried, but I am positive still. And please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.